following podcast is brought to you by NT2099 Media and Entertainment and is part of the J Radio Network. You're listening to The J.
Hey, what's up everyone? You're listening to The J, the Tetsudo Mokei Podcast Edition, episode 35. Hope everyone is having a good weekend. And for today's episode, we're just going to go ahead and freestyle and pretty much discuss what's happening with Tetsudo Mokei news and Tetsudo Mokei in general. So, before we begin, I want to, push or promote this YouTube channel, NHK World Japan. There is a lot of wonderful content that comes out for this channel, and all you have to do is just type NHK World Japan or just go to their channel and just type trains, and you will see in English trains such as the Tohoku Shinkansen, which just came out 2 days ago. There's just so much content, and it's a really, really cool channel that I really do enjoy. So, again, this is NHK World Japan right here. Let's go ahead and subscribe to it, show our support. But, yes, here's the train ones right here. They have them all organized. So definitely check that out. Another thing that I do want to bring up also is the CNBC. For those who are interested in Trains in America, they have a very good YouTube documentary of why train tickets cost so much in America, and also why the rail is doing really good in other countries. But in America, why is it still lagging? And the politics that surrounds it, the challenges that surround it. And also, recently, there was a video that just came out of why freight trains are derailing. And this one is very interesting, especially when you compare it to Japan, because they talk about the freight trains derailing because a lot of companies are trying to cut down on expenses, and instead of using engineers, which they have to pay a big salary for, they are leaving it to conductors or other staff with not that much experience to do the inspections and so forth, and it's leading to derailing. This is something really different, especially when you compare it to Japan, and you see the dedication to the infrastructure and also towards the train, especially for a station, and the love for a train, especially when it opens or when it depart, or when it's the last run. And I think you see a big difference between Japan and other countries. But with the US, this one is really good information on the train problem in the US. You see some positives, but the thing is that there's a lot of negative, and just I was just shocked about the amount of politics that's involved. It's an expense that not many people I guess really want to shoulder want to be burdened by. And when I was watching it, of how Americans at the time depended on the railway, and then all of a sudden they went to automobiles, and it became a competing thing between the automobile companies and the train companies, and then of course we became more of an automobile society in America. In Japan, they never in the NHK video, especially with about the Tohoku Shinkansen, and which one was this one here? Let's go back to it. Train. Oh, do they put the recent ones? Nah, you got to really look for it. But it's the one with the E5, the Hayabusa on it. Let's go back here. Here it is. The Tohoku Shinkansen, and how they are pushing for faster speeds of trying to go 400 kilometers per hour, and how they're trying to improve the sound, and you see the dedication from the railway companies there. But who they're trying to compete with is not with automobiles. They're trying to compete with airline companies, of trying to how they're trying to push the speeds as fast as they can, but also to reduce environmental damage, especially with the sound. And they were also talking about how the Alpha X is being used for testing the system, and also what was the other one that they mentioned in the video? Oh, yes, the competition against the airline companies of trying to get to a destination as quickly as possible, but on the railways. So it's a very good video. I definitely recommend watching the NHK World Japan, but also the CNBC documentaries, because here's another one I do recommend. Just came out 12 days ago, the American Railroads, and and other why U.S. freight trains are so much better than a passenger rail, and why the U.S. has no high-speed rail. These are very good documentaries to look out and to see the problems with America. America is just not a railway society. But who knows what will happen, in the future. I know that, they have battles with funding of having this high-speed rail being built in California, and it's just really weird, especially when you compare it to other countries, how they dedicate so much, maybe France, maybe Switzerland, Japan, Taiwan. It's just, I don't know. It's just America is a different beast that, people like their freedom of going wherever they want with an automobile, and also getting to work, just driving there and parking in the parking lot. And I mean, our society has been geared towards automobiles, whereas Japan is a country that has, while it does have automobiles, but which are pretty much used for businesses. And you see some people who are wealthy who do have who do have their vehicles. Again, I'm talking more of the Tokyo area. As you go more to the countryside, then you start to see more people who have cars. But in Japan, you'll see, especially in Tokyo, many people go to work using the trains. It's just how it is. It's a big money saver. A lot of people don't have to worry about an insurance bill. They don't have to worry about an automobile monthly payment. So some people say, well, it's expensive already living in Japan. And yes, it is, and you don't need that additional debt. But it's a different perspective, a different mindset, and it's just how it is. So let's go ahead and talk about news. Dovetail Games. They're one of the makers of the popular Train Simulator and Train Simulator World games, and according to some of the news here that I'm reading here, let's I'm going to go ahead and bring it up here. Focus Entertainment announced on April 21st that it had acquired RailSimulator.com, the parent company of Dovetail Games, a British developer known for developing railroad simulation games. Although the amount is undisclosed, this acquisition will allow Focus Entertainment to acquire all shares of Dovetail Games and own IP such as the Train Sim World Series and Train Simulator Classic. Regarding the matter, Sean Brennan, CEO of Focus Entertainment, commented, "We are very pleased to welcome the talented and passionate team of Dovetail Games to the Focus Group. He emphasized that Dovetail games, simulation games, are a good complement to Focus Entertainment's strategic lineup. So, this is going to be very interesting. We'll see. We'll see what happens here, because Focus Entertainment's pretty big, but I guess a big question to see is because Dovetail Games has pretty much, with Train Sim World, they've done 3 updates, and fortunately, a lot of the games are compatible with each other, the DLCs that is, so that's a positive. Train Simulator Classic is their popular game that is more towards not as graphically better as Train Sim World, but is beloved by many Train Sim fans because it's more realistic, very long rides, very challenging, and also quite a bit frustrating as well. I love the games, both games, but Train Simulator Classic, as much as I love the game, it's also darn right frustrating. You could do well for let's say you have a 2-hour ride or even a 1-hour ride. You could do well for the 50 minutes, and then they throw in something in the end that really throws everything off. And yes, I find that very frustrating. So, let's go ahead and check out this new game that they're offering, and this is called Tokyo Commuter. And I believe, from what I see here, so it's out right now. I'm trying to actually, you know what? Let's go on Steam real quick. Okay, I am now on Steam, and this is the new game that they're offering: Train Simulator Tokyo Commuter, the Keihin Tohoku and Utsunomiya lines. This is actually a big deal. This is actually pretty huge, so I like that. April 14th, it was released, but according to, let's see here. I'm going to see what people are saying about it right now. People say it's a great route, and people are happy to have a real Japanese commuter route in Train Simulator. So people are saying this is the best performing Japanese route in the game so far. Despite the busy timetable and long trains, sometimes you can have 3 to 4. Consists of 10-15 car trains on one screen, and it handles just fine. A small drop in frame rate when approaching Ueno, but that's due to the station model or lighting itself, not the trains. As for the route itself, there are a few bugs, but overall great experience. Plenty of traffic, AI trains on the Yamanote line, and recorded in-train announcements. Oh, that's good to see. So, I do hope there would be a Yamanote line release. Yeah, everyone would like to see the 231 or 235 on there. But yeah, this is actually quite wonderful here. So it's out right now. It's about $30, and of course, as you guys know, Train Simulator games tend to go on sale. So you can probably expect this to probably go down during a holiday season. Not sure when, but something to keep an eye out. So let's go ahead and check some video out for this game here. Not this, but here is the video. Let's check it out. Okay, wait. They have a countdown here, so we're gonna have to go to. Okay, here we go. Not here. Okay, here.
So we're going to run 2 scenarios.
Okay, I'm not sure if this is a worker here.
19 scenarios altogether.
But looking here, so they have Ueno to Omiya. Omiya to Ueno. Oh, this is really cool. This is a major line right here. That's pretty awesome. I mean, I know many, whoever, if you've been to Japan before, many of us have ridden this train, especially going to Utsunomiya or to Omiya.
How are we doing, chat?
So let's check out this. We're just going to look at a little bit of this video. Okay, let's see here. Okay, here we go.
Here we are. So we are in. So we have got. In this scenario, you will drive the local service back to. You'll not stop all stations and pick up passengers on your way. Please mind, because I will get the.
Let's
wrong.
Oh, there we go.
So let's open the doors.
I just saw the Ueno train. Okay.
These vending machines as well. Those vending machines.
Here we go. So again, if you really want graphics, go for Train Sim World 3 or but Train Simulator Classic is more for those who care more about the gameplay. Graphics are okay. I mean, it's a bit dated considering that the game came out back in 2007 or so. It's using an older engine, and that's why the graphics are not as great as Train Sim World 3. But from what they managed to do, and what they managed to capture in this game is still worth checking out. I'm definitely gonna get it, but not at this current time. I like to wait till the sales come. Well, sales happen, and I also like to wait when I finish several of the Japanese lines. I have way too many. Well, I would assume that I think I have probably majority of all the DLCs. So. And I kind of have a rule that I want to beat certain games. Oh, it uses so in a way, it's a very similar look to the other Train Simulator Classic games. I know some of you again will look at this and say, this one looks like something from the PlayStation 2 days. But again, it's an older game, older engine, newer game, but people are in it for the gameplay, and that's what think about it. If you had let's say that you had Denshita Go from the PSP versions, and they continue to release DLC for that till present, hundreds of DLC. So in a way, you can see why people are I love this game. It's big. It's been supported for so many years. So many makers, developers, third party continue to create for it, and also Train Sim World 3 or Train Sim World in general. But I like what I see here, and I'm definitely gonna get it. I'm definitely getting it. I do like Train Simulator Classic. Again, these games are great, but if you want something easier, I recommend Train Sim World. There is no Japanese tracks on Train Sim World, unfortunately. But Train Sim Classic, Simulator Classic, there are easier. Well, in the beginning, you may have some easy routes and also training, but it's a challenging game, and it's not simple like Denshita Go. And this is Ryan Reynolds, and we're going to go on to the next video. Okay, here's some promising news. So there's a railway channel on Sky Perfect TV, and the popular program of New Railway Solo Travel, starring Darling Honey's Yoshikawa Masahiro, will be featured, and they will put the short versions on YouTube. So The latest episode featuring Yoshikawa in Izu Express has been released. It's about an 8-minute video. Let's take a look at a little bit right now.
鉄道一人旅のお時間です。どうもダリハニーの吉川です。この番組は出演者私が自由に鉄道旅をするという番組でございます。ということで、今日はですねこちら静岡県は伊東駅にやってまいりました。ここはもうね有名な温泉
It's great, especially if you get a really good view of Mount Fuji.
温泉街でございます。いいとこですね伊東はね。今日はですねこの伊東駅から乗りますのは伊豆急行でございます。伊豆急はどうですか？一人旅だと3回目ですかね。もう結構大好きでこのよくロケをさせていただいておりますけど、まだまだ知らない伊豆急があると私思っておりますので、
I think with the Izu Kyoko line,
行きたいと思います。出発。
Here we go.
来た来た。さあ入線でございます。やってきたのは8000系ですね。元東急の8000系。いやー嬉しいですね。はい。
Classic train right there.
よいしょ。さあゆっくりゆっくり。はい発車いたしました。
So what you see here is the Izuku Series 8000. So this train is about 20 years old. Came out around 2004. And I believe 45 cars were introduced as replacements for conventional cars. Wow, that is interesting with none of the silver. I mean, none of the colors. What am I talking about here? I'm like trying to look at the train and its details, and for the most part, I think that's a really cool, cool train overall. Gotta love that sound. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put a link so you guys can check it out. But this is Yoshikawa's trip, solo trip, to from Ito Station using the Izuku. Okay. Cool. Okay, let's move on to Japanese train news. And this one comes from Kahoko News. Momotetsu and a local railway. Let's collect by riding the collaboration Tetsuin Tohoku. So this is a collaboration between 7 companies. You will see the Ayanambu and Masamune appear. On the 22nd of April, 40 railway companies that are members of the 3rd Sector Railway Council of Tokyo will release Tetsuin in collaboration with the popular game Dentetsu. Momotetsu. In the Tohoku region, 7 companies will participate, aim to promote the use of regional railways and revitalize areas along with the railway lines. See, this is what the Momotaro Densetsu's games, they come out regularly. I wish they did the same thing with Denshita Go. I know they released it for the Nintendo Switch and they do updates for it, but I just wish that there was some love, similar to how Dovetail games were putting towards their Train Simulator classics. I wish that, the staff would do more with the Denshin to Go series. So they used to back then. I mean, I remember when they came out for the PSP, or even before then, when I first played the PlayStation, they were really on it. And, I just wish there wasn't so much of a slowdown. But nevertheless, I think this is a pretty cool release. I guess they're going to do a iron stamp. And, that iron stamp, it's more of a train stamp of a piece of paper printed with the company name of a third sect or railway company and specialties along the railway line. The characters that appear in Momotetsu Showa Heisei Reiwa Motetsubo, released in 2020, will be drawn. Sakuma Akira, the original creator of Momotetsu, supported local railways, so the council and travel agencies in Tokyo planned it. So, let's see the thing here. The Abukuma Express is marked with the iron stamp of Date Masamune. Interesting. 300 yen per sheet. The sale will last until March 31st. It can be purchased by presenting the iron stamp booklet, which is 2,200 yen, and a train ticket. And that's great for people who are into stamps. A lot of the stations do offer that stamp books, so check it out. Okay, so this one is the Kintetsu Railway Festival 2023. The Haru will be held on Saturday, April 22nd, 2023. Kintetsu Railway held the Kintetsu Railway Festival 2023 spring at the Goidos Depot. This time was held with advanced reservations, and at the vehicle photo session, the 22600 series Ace, the 30,000 series Vista Car, the 20,000 series Raku, and the 15,200 series Aozora 2, and the Moai 24 series Hakaru-kun were all lined up. Nice. People got to see events such as a demonstration of a 40-ton crane, a photo session where you could become a station master, and a train driver and a conductor experience. So is at the Goido Inspection Garage. So that is pretty cool. On to the next news. So some good news for the people who take who ride on the Fukui Railway. The popular German-made trains will be running year-round from next spring. The Retram. So it'll be operating, and they'll have some air conditioning installed. But let's see here. Fukui Railway, headquartered in Echizen City, Fukui Prefecture, will switch the German-made train Retram, which operates seasonally in spring and autumn, to year-round operation in conjunction with the opening of the Hokuriku Shinkansen in the spring of 2024. Air conditioning equipment is installed so that passengers can ride comfortably in the summer and winter. Retro cars are popular with families and railway fans, and the idea to increase the number of passengers as a secondary transportation after the Shinkansen extension is a positive move. So it's built in 1965. The Retram is a two-car train featuring a design with two headlights arranged vertically. I can see it right here. On the rounded front of the car, fully subsidized by the prefecture. It was purchased by Fukutetsu from Tosa Electric Railway in Kochi Prefecture back in 2013. So I think that's going to be a positive thing there. Looking at that, seeing the flag right there, the German flag in the bottom corner, but looks like it's a well-maintained train, so that's a positive. Retram will start running in spring, starting on the 22nd of April, until June 4th, adding an exotic touch to the areas along the line. A campaign will be held where you can get a not-for-sale Fukutetsu train Kira card if you ride 3 times during the period. Okay, at the Sano Mietsu History Museum in Saga Prefecture, steam trains and model railroads will run. From April and May, go to Tsunetami Sano and the Mietsu Naval Dock History Museum. So let's see here. A steam train, a dynamic model restored with modern technologies and materials, will run based on the model steam train made by the Saga clan at the end of the Edo period. Wow. So people can run a steam train. And there will be an N-gauge model railroad owned by Saga Railway Research Group. Trains that are run by the Saga Railway Research Group will be exhibited and ran. There will be an exhibition of railway goods by the Saga Railway Research Society, and this will take place on April 22nd through May 7th. Rare and valuable railway goods and materials related to Saga will be exhibited. And then there will be annual passport purchase campaign for those who purchase an annual passport for 1,000 yen for adults, 400 yen for elementary kids, and middle and high school students can win a figure of Ryo Fumaru, or a great man from the end of the Edo period, for free. So, yeah, there will be charged to go into the museum exhibition room, 500 yen for adults, 200 yen for elementary, junior high, and high school students. Preschoolers get in for free. Okay, that is cool. Okay, let's check out our next video. This is Yuto's channel, and I really like how Yuto pretty much utilizes a camera to pretty much show the tour of his layout. He puts a lot of work into it, and I really like his diorama a lot, especially the amount of detail, especially that he airbrushes a lot of his tracks to get that brown rusty color, and I mean, he really goes into it and making it look, make it look realistic, but at the same time, making it convenient for him to modify. So I did a video about 2 episodes ago, I think. So definitely check that one out. So let's go ahead and check it out. Oh, I love that LED map. Oh, look at that. I like how he painted those structures right there. Gives it that like dirty, well, not so clean look. Got the Tokyo Tower there. You got the 4,000 Seibu, or 40,000 Seibu, which I have as well. Got a little radio. Okay, here we go. Yuto, crazy as always, with tape in his mouth. Here we go. Sometimes I wonder what cameras they use. That's one of the things I would like to see, where the placement is. Personally, I mean, I think I could do it with a GoPro and putting it on a Kohi. Not a Kohi. Koki. Wagon. Kohi's coffee. Which I'm drinking right now. Yeah, let's put a camera in your Kohi. Koki. Okay. I've been needing these stands, but, well, the TOMIX version, but they are always sold out, so I'm like, ugh. What a pain. Here we go. Can't see what he was running on the right. That's really nice. So, a little Seibu right there. Wow, he got the full train layout right there. I really like his layout. And the way he has it going through like certain loops, it's not like mine where it's repetitive. His keeps on changing. It's really easy. Well, I don't want to say easy, but it's really functional if you have a really longer path to create a diorama that can do that. Especially with all the railroad tracks that he intends to incorporate, but. Yeah, it makes a big difference. Well, if you could do something like that. Bear in mind, though, just you could just look at his track right now and know that there's quite a bit of money spent. This by no means is a cheap layout. A lot of time. He's been collecting a long time, and he's been running these. He's been running tracks and doing Tetsudo Mokei stuff for quite a long time. So I like those LED lights. They're nice. Especially the signboards, how he gets the LEDs in there as well. But yeah, this is Yuto's layout. He tends to post videos similar to what I do with my Shin Yamanote, but his is longer and shows pretty good duration of the trip. So and I don't think I've seen one trail derail on his track, which is pretty good. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next video. But awesome video, awesome layout, good job, Yuto. Okay, let's go to Yodobashi and let's check out the best-selling train for the week. So we have on first place the number 43 Series E6 Super Komachi diecast from TRANE. This one was on sale for like 800 yen, so I think a lot of people were buying that one. Then you have at number 2, you have the Okazari Rail 5 pieces from TRANE. Another die-cast metal. Yeah, these die-cast metal trains are really selling well. One, they're inexpensive, and I guess you could say, two, these trains are not released by Tomica. Although I felt they could have capitalized that if Takara Tomy did it. Surprising that they never did. But third place, well, I can't say they never did. There have been trains that have been released from Tomica, but not as plentiful as what TRANE is doing right now. So third place is another die-cast metal, the TRANE by the number 19 KQ Type 2 100. Number 4 is another TRANE die-cast metal, the number 39 E233 Series 7000 set. From Toyko is their Sound Train, the Hankyu Railway Series 1000. That's in 5th place. Another Toyko at 6. At, let's see here, the Sound Train E231 Series Sobu Line. 7th place, Toyko Sound Train Series E235 Yamanote Line station version. Interesting to see this Toyko become first place here. So, and then for 8th place we have the Toyko Sound Train, the 923 Shinkansen Electric Tramway. So I'm not too familiar with the Toyko stuff. Let's I don't know how it runs or if this is something that you just display, but looking at the images, they look like more display trains. So I think what we're seeing here in Japan is that a lot of the cheaper die-cast metal ones are being purchased, and that doesn't surprise me. Similar to Tomica, people purchasing the vehicles, I see people collecting the trains for die-cast metal. Definitely way cheaper than purchasing an engaged train, but I think for some people, having a die-cast train is enough. So, all power to them. So we move on to Plarail, and let's see the Yodobashi top 10. We got the Ginga Dreamline C58 Type 239 SL Ginga in first place. It's a big set. Second place is the E233 Chuo line, the S30. Third place is the S57 683 Series Limited Express Thunderbird. Fourth place is the E235 opening and closing doors Plarail S32. Fifth place will be the Plarail S17 Rail, featuring the superconducting maglev LO series improved as a test vehicle. Sixth place is the Plarail SO5 E7 series Shinkansen with a light. Seventh place is the E6 Shinkansen Komachi. Eighth place is the Shinkalion Z 500 Mu Sky Type EVA. Ninth place is the S18 Hello Kitty Shinkansen. And 10th place is the S16. This is the one that changes the speed, but it features the Hayabusa. Let's go ahead and check out 11th place here. We have the Plarail SO7 Type 923 Dr. Yellow T4 with light as at 11th. At 12th is the Shinkanyon Z Dr. Yellow. 13th place is the S27 E235 series Yokosuka line. 14th is the E5 series Shinkansen and E6 series Shinkansen connection set. We're at number 14. At number 15, we have the KF01 Plarail, the C12 Steam, the cheap small one. The 16th place is the Tokyo 96915 original Plarail 2020 series. I personally have not seen this. Available in the stores, so I think this one is only sold in stores. You can't order it online, so I can see why it's popular. The same thing with the 17th place, the Tokyo 22657 3020 series Plarail. 18th place is the SO9 Shinkansen Tsubasa. And 19th place is the Talking Percy English Plus of Thomas and Friends. And 20th place is the S26 EF210 Momotaro. So there you have it for train cells for the week. Okay, let's check out some TOMIX releases coming up this week. Or actually more like, for next week pretty much. April 28th. The JRE H200 electric locomotive featuring new paint will be released. I mean, look at this one right here. This one looks really cool with the Blue Thunder logo right here. Yeah, so the EH200 is a two-car connected direct current electric locomotive that has been prototyped in 2001 and mass-produced since 2003. It is nicknamed the EcoPower Blue Thunder because of its blue-based body paint, and the logo is placed on the body. Mainly used on the Chuo main line, the Shinonoi line, and the Shinetsu main line, and Joetsu line, where the EF64 type was used. Cool. So this one will go for about 12,100 yen. Let's see here. So you can see the reproduced, newly painted EH200 type. This one will not have the GPS antenna. The headlights are equipped. And let's see here. So you get the separate parts already installed. The front handrails, the JR Freight mark, and the Blue Thunder logo will be printed. License plate comes with separate parts, each 200, 2, 3, 5, or 10. Current collector for all axes adopts all axis drive system. Okay, so it uses a M13 motor. And comes in a clear case since it's a single release. Man, 12,100 yen. So we're definitely seeing an increase for trains. So this is about $90. But yeah, we're definitely seeing an increase in trains. I think this one has to come with 2, right? Trying to see here. Nope, I'm just seeing a single train. I don't see a second train here, so yep. So that's the JRE 200. Let's see the next one coming out here. So we got the 201 series commuter train, the JR West 30N renewal car Uguisu set, and I talked about this before. So there is a total of 6, and this one will cost about 21,340 yen. So that's close to about it's about $200 right there, right? So yes, I think I think I've said it before. It sounds very expensive, but what they're doing these days, a lot of the both train companies, both TOMIX and KATO, they've been instead of having the basic sets with only 2 or 3 cars, they're putting the 6 cars. So if you want to do the add-on sets, then you can get the cheaper add-on sets. But I think this is going to be the way things are going to be from here on in. The basic sets will be more expensive, but I think this is a positive in some way, because I think people who are hardcore about trains, they tend to want the longer set instead of a basic set, and then having to purchase a add-on with more trains. I think this is a positive. Negative for those who are on a budget, but I think you could see it on both sides. I definitely understand. For me, I like the basic sets personally for me, because of the 2 or 3 cars, because I don't have the diorama that big to display them. But I could see people with larger dioramas, not to display them, but to fit it in the train track. Mine is 6 cars is pushing it, or even 6 to 8. But I think for people with longer dioramas, they like that. So you kind of have to listen to your customers, and I think their decision to do that is a plus. I give a thumbs up. Whatever it takes to get people to buy the trains and support the companies, it's all good. So this one features a new power collection system and black wheels. Interesting. And we'll continue to use the M13 motor, but let's see what they mean by the new power. Okay, so this one will feature a modified rain gutter and replaced window frames with a new body. The light around the front has also been remodeled and is well reproduced. The side passenger windows, so they added the window sashes on the side cabins. Window frames are also expressed on the vehicle body side. Right here, the WAU 709 type cooler is reproduced with a new production, and the mounting legs removal marks of the original AU 75 type cooler are expressed on the roof. Please pay attention on the simple roof. And of course, you see right here the ATSP underfloor equipment. It reproduces the ATSP equipment box under the floor. So this one shows black, but it's going to be actually silver when released. So you have the trains here. You can see it'll come with the Kuha 201, the Moha 201, the Moha 200T, the Kuha 200, and yeah, I think this is going to be a good set. A solid set. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next train being released by TOMIX. And you got the Kiha 22200 diesel car, early model. This one's going to be 12,760 yen. So, yeah, these trains. I'm guessing it's going to be a single train. No, it's going to be a set of 2, which is great. That's actually the price warrants that. So that's pretty good. So the Kiha 20 series is a general type diesel car, which appeared back in 1957, which enlarged the body of the Kiha 10 series. Kiha 22 type is a vehicle specialized for extreme cold regions and features double glazed windows, decking of the boarding door, and active in the Hokkaido and North Tohoku. There are many types of Kiha 22 depending on the time of manufacturer, and in the early model of the 200s, the interior lighting was changed to fluorescent lighting, and the number of ventilators on the roof was changed to 7. So you can see right here. So you can see the main points. And gotta like the door rail and also the headlights. Car number is it comes with a transfer sheet. Comes with a flywheel. The power with a flywheel is adopted. Black wheels, M13 motor adoption, and a TN coupler. Okay, on to the next one. This is the Kiha 22-0. And this is a train car that you can add to the other previous set. This one is a high grade, and it's 4840, so that's appropriately priced. And the next one is the Meitetsu Series 8800 Panorama DX set. Let's see here. This one will be 16,720 yen. Comes with 3 cars. The Meitetsu Series 8800 Panorama DX is a limited express vehicle that appeared back in 1984. Unlike the conventional 7000 series, Panorama car has luxurious interior facilities such as a high decker stature for the observation seats. In 1989, an intermediate car was added, and it was active until 2005. So again, this will be 16,720 yen. Comes with 3 cars and trains. Headlight is white, tail light is red. Okay, next one. Ooh, we got a track set, right? Let's see here. So this one is the TOMIX Omoide no L Express 485 series. It's a beginner set. What I like about this one is you get the very good power controller for TOMIX. And as always, you get a lot of, enough tracks to make an oval. Got the re-railer. A little short version of the track. Another one up here. Let's see, this should be about 25,190 yen. JNR 485 300. There we go. This is going to sell out quickly. This will definitely sell out quickly. 485 is one of the more popular classic trains, so I think this is going to be a great deal. But again, it's a little bit I know it's a little high than most basic sets from TOMIX, but at 25,190 yen, which is equivalent to $187, you're getting a really solid train. You're getting four cars, and again, this is just a very popular vehicle, so it's no surprise that this is being made to a set. And then we got another basic set, and this one is for the EF210 freight car set. It's actually very good too. This one will be 21,780 yen. And this one will come with many containers. So let's see how many containers does it come with. Well, it comes with you get the EF210 and you get 3 types of koki, 106, and they're equipped with 20D containers. So you get the Momotaro logo printed on the side, silver wheels, M13 motor. You get the really good power controller. And for the most part, yeah, they're just JRL cargo, but overall, it's a little pricey. Usually these ones tend to go for like about 1,500 yen, 15,000 yen, I'm sorry. But again, price increases have affected Japan. The cost of materials are expensive, and we are now seeing it reflected on the recent train releases. So that's how things are right now for Japan. You can't really, I mean, if you want cheaper, you could go Plarail. But Engage, yeah, you're going to be paying a little bit more. I'm sure Amazon will have its deals, but this is how the industry is headed. But then again, people who are collecting trains, especially Engage, are the people who tend to be a little bit doing well financially, usually. It's a really expensive hobby. I mean, if you think about it, you know, there are people who, you see people with master grade or very expensive Gundam. Just think about it, though. That's usually once in a while sets that come out. And just think about on the train side, many trains come out every month with great quality, and yeah, you're going to be paying for that higher price point. But again, these trains are really well made. Well, you know, they're just awesome, and they're just definitely worth owning, especially if you are a train fan. It's just again, the nature of how things are going economically in Japan. So it's a little expensive, but you know, this is how things will be from here on forward. I don't think it's going to go back down anytime soon, especially with the state of the Japanese economy. But if anything, it's warranted, and families and will just continue to get these. So there usually is, you know, there's a lot of options out there for TOMIX and KATO and for beginner sets. So don't panic, you know, if you see these prices, because you know, this is a freight train, but there are other freight trains as well. So yeah. As a matter of fact, you know, for families who want to introduce children, or for adult collectors who want to start on their first Japanese train, if there was one train that I recommend right now that you get, is the TOMIX 90095. This is a DF200. It's a freight train, comes with freight, comes with the tracks, and it is really inexpensive right now, especially with the dollar doing better than the yen. It costs 73.05 yen, but what that translates to is $54 in US dollars. So that is cheap. The only thing is that you got to remember, you know, you gotta know is that, and I'm noticing this as of lately. Before Takara Tomy shipping, well, Amazon shipping used to be cheap on these, but now I'm noticing that even for this set, they're tacking in 4022, about $35 shipping. So in order to make it work out, I would definitely order other things with it. At the time when I got this, I don't recall the shipping ever being this bad when I got it several months ago, but I think this is, again, the nature of things right now in Japan. A lot of things are going up, and even the shipping's going up. I think the craziest thing, though, are the Plarail. You can get the Plarail trains, and you can even get TOMIX or KATO or any other trains cheap. Shipping not too bad, but now the sets are really tacking in the the shipping on that. And I guess maybe they realize that a lot of people from overseas are buying now, and you know, the shipping is. I guess some of these are much more expensive, heavier than expected. Who knows? But again, this one is the best train for your dollar. I mean, the train is really solid. It's nice and heavy, durable. It's my test train that I use. The only caveat, and this is the only caveat, is that it uses this power controller, and it has a limit installed, because since it's designed for kids, they don't want it going too fast and shooting out and hitting people in the head or anything like that. So they limit it to go only 25%. And it may sound like, oh, that's really sucks, but in a way, it's not so bad with this set, because for freight trains are not meant to be fast. So the 25% actually works in this favor. There is actually a second train, and I talked about this before, but let's see here, because it used to be about the same price, but they recently increased it. But let me bring it up here real quick. Here we go. It's this TOMIX electric Engage first set 90096. This one and the other one I brought up are great, but this one they did boost up the price. It's now 9,800 yen. It used to be similar to the other one, where it used to, you could get it for $50 or so. Now this is like $73 US. But again, this one alone right here is a great deal still, and I definitely recommend checking that out if you can. It's a TOMIX set, Takara Tomy. You do get the tracks and the power cord and everything, and it will work. Definitely will work on your setup, especially if you're in the U.S. This will work. I've ran it. I do run it still. One of the things I do is that when I get these sets, you get extra collections of tracks if you want to, showcase them. But for me, I get it for that extra track, because I'm running 6 lines, and I do have, since I have two of those basic ones that I use, I just use those power controllers and the cord to run my tram lines, because trams are never meant to run fast. Despite me using on my Shin Yamanote, doing those speed tests and making them go super quick on the more powerful power controllers, but for the most part, when you put them down on the tram, or even if you're using a freight train, they're never meant to be run super fast, so they're quite adequate. So again, check those two out. And this is something that I actually caught my attention. And as you see here, the recently announced Plarail class has gone down in price on Amazon Japan, $59.11 and $63.64. So I'm not sure if that was Amazon's decision to drop the price or what, but well, it could be, since Amazon tends to be one of the cheaper places to get it. But this is a pretty big drop from the 7,700 retail. But again, this is the pre-order price, and if you do pre-order, you will always get it at the cheapest cost, the cheapest rate. But I think this is really cool for those who want to explore Plarail and who are adults. Again, the purpose for the Plarail Real Class is to give people a chance to do run trains, Plarail on a AA battery, but yet having the better quality. It tries to bridge the gap between those who want Engage and those who like Plarail for its costs. But yeah, I think this is a good price. The quality is pretty cool. Will I get it? I don't know yet, because right now, if I do want to get better quality, I would go for Engage, because it's not too much price difference from an Engage. Well, you get 3 trains, or the other one you can see here, the Oda-Q Romance, you get 4 trains. The way I look at it, though, is that with the Engage, you probably might get 1 or 2 trains, but it depends on preference. And by the way, for those of you who think that Plarail is not worth it, I kind of disagree right there. As you can see right here, I've enjoyed Plarail. I told you that I was testing it out. And when I was doing my tests, I said, you know what, this is actually pretty fun. I could see why people are into it. Because for one train, Engage train, you know, a basic set of today's basic sets, that is, you can get like 10 or 20 Plarail trains. That's how affordable they are. But the thing is that I think what caught my attention the most is, you know, I've been wanting, again, doing outdoor, running trains outdoor, but the seeing how how things are so cost effective. You may not have the same detail, but it runs. It looks pretty cool, even though it doesn't have the full detail. Yes, it's more toy based, aimed at children, but you'll notice a lot of the adults utilizing it because they can take a beating. They're pretty big. They take, you know, they're really chunky plastic, but you know, that's one thing with Engage, that you just you're always careful because they're so expensive, and the pieces are so small that you're always having to be careful. Here, you don't really have to really be careful. You don't have to be too, if you need to manhandle it, just attach it to the coupler, you can. You see people who play these and just run them off ramps and run them through water or whatever. You know, people just doing their tests because, you know what, if something happens to them, they can either get a replacement or they could just, it's not too much of a loss. No such sting on the wallet, as you could say. But these are quite affordable. And I just have to say, the Alpha X, the 6-car train, which was about 3,500 yen not too long ago, is now down to 2,800, I believe, on Amazon. Let me check real quick. I just saw it on the news. And it's just really interesting to see how Plarail makes it in the news for the sales, but it's down to 29.73, so that's actually a pretty good price because it's usually about 4,900. And again, I think it's because by the way, the 29.73 Japanese yen is equivalent to $22, so USD at this time. But I think with the promotion of the Alpha X and and how it's really collecting a lot of that data on the future of the Japanese Shinkansen is pretty cool to have this set so cheap. But yeah, I think whether you go Plarail, if you go Engage or even HO or Z Gauge or whatever, it's all about the enjoyment of trains. And don't feel bad if if you say, you know what, I really want the Engage trains, but it's way too expensive. If anything, I think well, you know what, that would probably be a good topic for a next episode of the positives and negatives of collecting trains or Engage, and the positive and negatives and so forth of a Plarail or so forth. I think that would be a good topic, because I think with Engage, I don't think people, when they see the trains and people running them, it's all good and dandy, and it's great for kids and great for adults, but it depends of how far you want to get into it. And that's where people who want to start building dioramas around it, and in Japan, they're able to get the cheap structure, the structure is quite cheap. But for those of you who are overseas, no, it's a struggle. It's a major struggle because it's expensive, and I think if anything, Amazon Japan has probably been the biggest savior for Tetsudo Mokei fans overseas, because now you can get things affordable. Granted, you'll have to pay that shipping cost, but when you start bundling everything together and everything, you start to get used to it. But other than that, either way, train collecting. This is a good time to get into train collecting. Plarail, Engage, HO. You have so many options, and especially for those overseas. I mean, there's so many other makers out there that you can purchase. And if you go for those in the United States, you could go to Hobby Lobby and you could find Bachmann trains there, or you could go online and buy Lionel trains. There's just so many options out there. And of course, if you if you do not have the room to have tracks, but you do like trains, you have the die-cast metal route as well, as you saw on the rankings, the sales rankings for Yodobashi. A lot of people are buying trains, as in TRANE, or TRANE, the company, the die-cast metal company, and you can also get them through Takara Tomy's TOMIX line as well. So those are other options right there. Japanese trains are fun. They're pretty cool. There's just, again, a lot of respect and love that go out for these trains in Japan. It's a different atmosphere that you may have from your country, unless you live in Switzerland or France or other places where they're also train-loving countries. But being, as an American, I started respecting trains when I started going to Japan and staying in Japan and using their the railways, and it's a indescribable feeling, because but I think it's just more of the community, of the culture, part of the culture, and just it's just part of your life, right? If you're going to commuting to work, and especially if you're on there on vacation, riding on the train in Japan is just part of life in general. So anyway, I know this episode's going long and I'm rambling here, but I do want to plug. I got a new TOMIX episode, podcast episode number 2 that's out right now. So if you are into TOMIX die-cast metal vehicles, check that out. That's part of the J as well. And also released a new version of Welcome to Shin Yamanote as well. So I hope you enjoy that. So everyone, you have a good weekend, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.